Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the toxic workplace. And in the toxic workplace, we're going to see what are the signs and all the toxicity of working in a toxic workplace. So, is your workplace toxic? How do we find this out? Like how do we find if our workplace is toxic? We will look at the signs and the symptoms of toxic workplace one by one. Like, what is a toxic workplace? First of all, it contains negative behaviors of people like gossiping and backstabbing, office politics, and there are so many things like that. And the next one is like there's a lot of lack of communication, trust, and respect among co-workers, colleagues, and higher officials. So, the signs of toxic workplace are like there's a lot of gossips and negativity around the workplace. People, instead of doing their jobs, they gossip about other people and spread a lot of negativities. And the lack of communication will come because of there is no coordination of communication between their peers. There's no trust between them, and thus there will be miscommunication, and this will lead to a lack of communication, and the productivity will be lesser by the day. Another thing is micromanagement. When we say about micromanagement, like the bosses or the leaders or the team managers, they will micromanage every detail of the work you do. There's no creativity involved. So if there's no creativity involved, there will be no productivity also, and there will be no satisfaction from the employees working in their office. The other is bullying and harassment. When we talk about bullying and harassment, like the bullying part is like they are being bullied, like they are in high school, they are being called names, they are being doing jobs by uh, bullying the employees. On the harassments, the employees undergo like there are sexual harassments, and if these are going on in a workplace, then the workplace is considered to be a toxic workplace. The other one is unrealistic workload. So if there is a unrealistic deadline given by the employers, and we have to meet the deadline, or we get fired, or we don't get promoted, or like we are neglected aside, and we're not appreciated for the work we are doing. So giving unrealistic deadlines will make the workplace into a toxic workplace. So the impact of toxic workplace will be detrimental to our stress, to our well-being. We won't be able to focus on our work. There will be a lot of pressure. We will be under a lot of stress, and this will lead to physical problems. Like we will be physically ill. We will take many leaves. We will take like we will get headaches. We will not be well. We will need to go to the doctors, and this all will be our physical health problems considered when the place is toxic, and this thus leads to decreased productivity. If we are not well and we are under stress, what will happen is our productivity will decrease. If our productivity decreases, then we won't get any promotions, or we won't go up the ladder, and we will be stuck in a rut doing our same job. Worse, we might even get fired. So the impact of toxic workplace tends to be of less focused. The employees are mostly less focused on their work. They don't have that much creativity to do their work. They don't have that much freedom involved to do their work, and they feel like they are being strained and tied up, even cuffed up, to do a certain work without being free. If they tend to go outside their comfort zone, they will be put back into the level where the bosses needs them to be. Like they cannot go, they cannot think outside the box. And if this all takes place, the employee or the workers will feel low esteem, self esteem. So low self-esteem is not a good thing in a work environment. The workplace is only considered valuable towards the mindset of the employees. If the mindset of the employee is very low, then the workplace doesn't matter how nice and all the furnitures, all the architectures and the interior design is put placed. If the employer's mindset and the employee's mindset is very low, then there will be no work done. So this is one of the impact of toxic workplace. The types of toxic people, like there are many kinds of toxic people in the world. Like see them one by one. First one is the bully. The bully is the one who bullies you all the time. He bullies you in the workplace. He bullies you like he is so arrogant and he is so rude that he is narcissistic. Yeah, narcissist comes into another category, but the bully is also narcissist, and he doesn't care about anyone. He doesn't know how to communicate. He will make your day feel very worse. And the second one is the gossip monger. The gossip monger always talks about others behind their backs, and he thus no one trusts him, because as soon as he talks behind someone, he talks with someone about other people. As soon as they leave, he will talk about them to other people. So he will be never trusted. If the workplace contains more of the gossip mongers, then this is not a good place to work. And the gossip mongers is one of the toxic peoples. The narcissist. The narcissist is a person who only considers himself and puts himself before others. He only cares about him. He doesn't care about what the other people are feeling. He doesn't care about what others think. He doesn't cares about what the others feel. He needs to get his job done. For that, he will go to any lengths to get the job finished. And he's just a self-absorbed, very bad person. And the next is the micromanager. Well, the micromanager is like a person who micromanages everything. Is like a leader or team leader or a boss who tells the employee or the workers to do this, to do that, to do that, to a point like there is no freedom or creativity in the system of the workplace. He will micromanage everything to a point where the employees feel like they are robots. And this is the micromanager. And last one is the slacker. The slacker is the slacker. He doesn't do any work. He avoids work. He avoids responsibilities. He avoids involving himself in different activities. He just comes, does his work, and he doesn't even do his work. He just barely sits and do the minimum amount of work possible in order to get by the day. And this is the slacker. Yes, these are the types of toxic people. Now we will see how to deal with the toxic boss. If you have a toxic boss, then that environment is a very, very worst place to work. What you can do to deal with the toxic boss is like you can first go and have a conversation and talk to your boss. Put your feelings first. Say what you are thinking. Like, this is happening to me from you, and we have to deal with this situation. Otherwise, it will get worse, and I can't be able to do my job, and I won't help you to get the job finished. So, the first point would be to try to talk to your boss and deal the situation at hand. The next thing to deal with the toxic boss is like you can set boundaries. Like, I will work from 9 to 5. If there's any work extra needed, I work half an hour more. I can't work till 9 to 9. So you have to set boundaries like that. If you are dealing with a toxic boss, he will pressure you and he will make you to do anything like what he wants. And if you feel weak, he will like able to manage to go under your skin and get more value, more work out of you without appreciation or without giving you a raise or a promotion. He will suck your blood dry and he will let you rot alone. So You have to set boundaries to your boss. Like this is, you have to be assertive. You have to say no you have to say no when you have to say no, and you can say yes when you have to say yes. And the next one is get support. Like talk to your colleagues, your friends, families about what's happening in the workplace. Get advice from them. And if it happens to be such a overload, you can go to a career coach, you can go talk to him, you can go to a therapist, and you can like tell your problems, and you can form your support system. And this is one way to get help. And the last one is you can look for a new job. When all else fails, you have to look for a new job. And while looking for a new job, you have to be like not fight over your boss and quit, but the transition has to be smooth and very decent. So these are the ways to deal with a toxic boss. So how to deal with the toxic coworker? If your coworkers are toxic, you can deal with them by limiting your interactions with certain coworkers those are toxic. Like you can limit your interactions. You don't have to spend a lot of times around them. Only times you can spend only the time where you want some work done, or you have some work that needs their help, or if you are working with them, you can interact on only the important times only. You don't have to interact with them every time all day. And the next one is don't engage in gossip. If you're dealing with the toxic coworkers, if they are gossiping around you, don't encourage them and engage them in their toxic behavior of gossiping. When they are gossiping, you step aside and leave the group. When they are being like gossiping about other people, you don't mingle into that group. You be on your own way. You even have to sit alone. It doesn't matter, but don't join them while they are gossiping. And the other one is document harassment. If you are being harassed sexually or mentally, like this is very serious. You can like document the harassment, and like this happened to me on this date and this time, and I'm going to document it. This is because it will be benefit to you for the future. When you want to report that person, you can say what time and what date the person harassed you, and you can file a complaint of that person to the HR or your boss. And yeah, that comes under report the behavior. You can report the behavior of the person who's harassing you mentally or physically, and you can report it to your boss, or you can report it to your coworker, or you can report it to the HR department. But if you feel like you have to report it, then that's your right to report it. The last thing is focus on your work. The work is your main ideal. When dealing with toxic coworkers, you don't have to mingle with them. You don't have to like interact with them. You can limit your interactions. Best of all, you can focus on your work and get ahead in life. Go beyond them. They are not your co-workers for life. If you focus your attention on your work, you can gain more experience, and like you can go to another company, you can go get a higher position. So it's best you focus on your work. So how to protect yourself from toxic environments and toxic workplace, the toxic boss, the toxic co-workers? Like you can maintain healthy boundaries. Yeah, set boundaries to yourself. Like as we have seen before, you can set boundaries and limit your interactions, and you can be assertive. You can say no when you want to say no, and you can say yes when you want to say yes. You can protect yourself by setting boundaries. The second one is take care of yourself mentally and physically. Go to the gym, go to meditation, go to a yoga center, keep yourself clean, avoid drugs and drinking smoking. Take care of yourself, be healthy, eat healthy, and you will be more vigorous and full of energy, and you will feel your mind will be clear. So taking care of yourself in a toxic workplace is very much needable. Develop a support system. The other one is develop a support system. Like we said before, develop a support system like family members, friends, colleagues. Who are your supporters? Your friends. You can develop a support system with them. Any trouble you have, you can go to them and talk to them about what's happening in work, and you may have take their advice, and they can help you sort out some things you cannot see. The next one is focus on the positive. Like, how many people you know have a job? Because many people don't even have a job. You have a job, and the only problem is your workplace is toxic, but you have the money coming in, you have the paycheck, you have money to pay the bills. So focus on the good things, and don't over focus on the negative things. So be grateful what you have, and if you are grateful, things will change to the better. So it's, I'm not saying you have to live with toxic environment. Like, focus on the positive while you have the chance, and develop from there, and focus on your work, and from there go to another job or find a higher position in your workplace while focusing on the positive side of aspects. And the last one is look for a new job. If all things fail, go and get a new job. There's nothing you can do, then go and get a new job. But when you're getting a new job, don't just fight over your co-workers or your boss and tell them you quit. The transition period should be smooth, clean, and very decent. And only then you can get a new job, or else your name will get spoiled. So, when to leave? When do you want to get a new job? If the workplace is so toxic that your health is suffering and you're constantly stressed, you feel unsafe, your career is not growing, you have better opportunities on the way. So, these are all the reasons when you should leave your workplace. If your health is getting spoiled and you're constantly suffering and taking illness leave, then it's time you leave the job. If you're constantly under pressure, overworked, and you don't feel like you're growing there is no growth in your workplace, then you can leave. If you feel unsafe, if there is some harassment, are you being bullied, are you being harassed, and you tried all the things you can, you reported to the person, you've done everything, but still there's no answer, then you can leave your job if you feel unsafe. The next one is your career is not growing. There's no growth in your career. You don't see like you don't see any growth in your career because you're working a lot. You're putting so much uh, energy and time into your work, but though there is no appreciation for the work, no one is like giving you the appreciation you need. There's no one giving you the raise you need. There's no one giving you the what do you say, the gratitude for your work that you're doing. So if you feel like you're being given workload after workload and not being appreciated, and there's no growth in your sector, it's better you leave that career or that job and find a new one. Or else, if you have a better opportunity at hand, you are searching for a job and you got a better job, and without a doubt, you can leave the job to get the new job, to go to the new job. That's a no-brainer, right? So, finding a new job. What are the things one must do to get a new job? Like, first, we must update our resume. We must update our resume, like it should be spot on. Nowadays, there are like application tracking system, and they filter out many resumes, on the computer software itself, and only a bunch will go to the HR. So we have to prepare a resume like that stands out, and with the keywords and everything we have to put in our resume to whatever specific job we want to get hired. And network your contacts. There are a lot of networks in social media like LinkedIn. You can use that and form networks with your contacts and get a job with your connections. That is the use of online job boards. Yes, you can apply online. You can practice your interview skills. You can go to a career coach and you can hire a career coach, and you can practice whatever needs to be practiced: interview skills, negotiation skills, your assessments skills, what are you good at, your skill gaps, what are the skills you're lagging. You can get practice from your career coach. And then don't settle for the first job offer you get. Think twice before entering the new workplace again. You don't want to do the mistake what you done before all over again one more time. This time be selective. This time be more selective and more focused on what job you want, and more specific on the requirements of the job, and it should meet all your needs. Like it should have a high pay, it should like have a good work environment, and the location of the job. It all things must be in your favor, and this is how you get the job offer, by selecting through many jobs, not just getting into your first job. So the conclusion is how this all impacts your life. How much toxicity are you willing to tolerate? And if you are willing to quit the job beforehand, think about it. If quitting the right thing, can you manage to pay your bills like while getting another job? So you have to think beforehand before making an emotional decision. The next one is protect yourself, set boundaries for yourself, limit yourself from toxic people, and you can talk to your support system. You can hire a career coach to advance your job search. And dealing with toxic people and toxic situations, like we have to deal with toxic people and toxic situations, because wherever we go there are toxicity involved. Like you cannot say there is a place and there will be no toxic people around me. Wherever you go there will be toxicity, like environment and people will be there. Bad things do happen everywhere, so you have to equip yourself to deal with all those kinds of situation. And if you feel it is overwhelming for you to be in such a place, it's okay to leave that place. You can search a job where you are more suitable for. So if you have been working in a toxic environment and you want to leave that place, or you want to deal with the toxicity in that place, if you feel like you have been stuck and don't have any place to go, you can join our free session now with me, and we will guide and I will guide you through how to get out of toxic workplace, how to deal with toxic people, how to deal with a toxic boss. And if it's all overwhelming, I will guide you like how to move on from the toxic workplace to get a new job. So book your free session now. And this is all. Thank you. Bye.